So it is officially 8:30. So I'm going to call to order the January 25th, 2022 meeting of the Board of Managers for the LaPorte County Convention and Visitors Bureau. I'll ask Gail to please do the roll call.
I'm here. Martha's here.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
That's okay. Becky Greenlaw.
Here.
Pat Harris.
Here.
Devin Hesters. Leanne Jones. Adam Konechny. Laura Krentz.
Here.
Mike Seitz.
Here.
Doug Waters.
Here.
Martha King's here.
Okay, we're showing a quorum, so we will proceed with our meeting for today. I'll ask at this time if there are any public comments. Hearing none and seeing no public, we'll move right into our activities or our agenda for this year, for today. And I'm going to begin with, I'll ask Nelson if he will please go over the procedure requirement for signatures for today's meeting.
We could, for the signatures, I would suggest that we do it through an email chain. As long as everyone that's present signs it and then gets it to Gail, I think that's more than enough. Obviously, with the county still being in the red and the commissioners indicating that public meetings should be held via virtual, I think we have every ability to do that. And also the public access counselor and through the governor's executive orders allow this meeting to take place, and any necessary steps in order to legitimize it by signatures is appropriate.
Okay, very good. So with that, I will move right into the first order of business for today, being the new year. Welcome back. I hope everybody's had a great start to 2022. We did not meet in December. Feels like it's been longer than that, but glad to see everybody back. We have on our agenda today, we need to do our election of officers. And I will ask our nominating committee to present the slate, read it off. Each of you should have received this slate through email. If anyone didn't, let me know. But we will go ahead and proceed with the presentation of the election of officers for 2022. And that would be Doug, if you're available.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I'm sorry, you're not showing on my screen. Okay. If you will please present the slate.
The slate by the executive committee is for President Pat Harris, Vice President Doug Waters, Secretary Laura Krentz, Treasurer Becky Greenlaw. I would nominate them by now.
Okay, and I will open the floor for nominations for officers for 2022. Is there any one that wants to nominate someone or someone that's interested in any of those positions? Hearing none, nominations are now closed, and I will ask for a motion to approve the slate as presented by the nominating committee for the
Motion to approve.
Okay.
Second.
I'm sorry, who did the motion?
Martha.
Martha, okay. And Doug, you seconded? Okay.
Yeah, me and somebody else.
Any other discussion on the election of officers or the slate for the election of officers for 2022? Hearing none. And I'm going to ask, when I ask for the vote,
Move the nominations be closed.
I did close them already, Doug.
Oh, yeah.
I closed nominations. After we didn't hear any, I closed it. Okay, so what I'm going to ask you to do at the vote is to raise your hand so I can get a visual of everyone present saying aye or nay. So those in favor say aye and raise your hand.
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you all for the vote of confidence. We do believe that the slate that's presented will continue the efforts of the Tourism Bureau for moving forward and accomplishing the goals and directives as we have set out for this year and into the future. So thank you for that. The next item on our agenda is to approve our minutes for November 2021. I'll ask for a motion.
Motion to approve.
I so move.
Okay. Doug?
I'll second.
Either way.
Doug motion, who second?
I'll second.
Okay, Doug motion, Laura second. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye, raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Under our officers' report, I'm going to begin with our appointments. Each year, we need to make several different appointments to carry on the duties and activities of our administrative part of our operations here at the Bureau. So I'm going to read off all the appointments, and we're going to do this all at one time, unless there are any objectives. Once I read them off, if anyone objects to any of the appointments, we'll take those aside and vote on them separately. But I'd like to just vote on these as a group, since we've been with most of these businesses or organizations for years now. I think we know their capabilities, and I think it's okay to just do that in a group format. So can you hold on just a moment, please? Okay, so for legal counsel, we're going to ask that Nelson Picardo and Friedman of Friedman Associates be reappointed. Our CPA firm, Applegate and Company. Insurance agency, Dodd Insurance Agency and Blake Insurance Agency. Retirement account, Fax Inc., American Funds. And special appointment, we want to make Mike Seitz our LaPorte County Ag Associate and Legislative Liaison for both of those two functions. We're going to put Mike back to work. So do we have any objections to any of those? Then if not, I will ask for a motion to approve the appointments as presented.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion by Adam.
Second.
Second. Good enough.
You guys just want to wait for each other, and then you're going to jump there all at the same time. We have a second by Doug Waters. So we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Okay, those in favor say aye and raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
Those
Aye.
opposed? Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Now we're going to have our financial report. We're going to ask Gail because, we do have a reassignment of duties, which doesn't take place today. So we're going to ask Gail to do the financial report for us today. Gail?
Thanks, Pat. These were sent to everyone, and I'll start with November of 2021. We're showing accounts payable of $144,203.81 and payroll of $59,778.27 for a grand total of $203,982.08 as prepared by AFS. Along with those claims, you have the reconciliation from Horizon Bank and the detail that goes along with that. Also, our balance sheet showing a balance of $2,280,623 $1,000,000.50, as well as our profit and loss budget performance. If anyone has any questions on the November financials? Okay, then I present them as prepared. And moving into December of 2021, similarly shared documents from AFS. Claims for December of 2021, $32,735.44. Total payroll, $43,374.72. Total claims, $76,110.16. You have the reconciliation, statement of financial position, and profit and loss budget performance for December of 2021.
Gail, that account balance of 2.2 million, that was through December?
Just a moment. Yes. Well, 2.2 at set.
Pardon?
I believe that was the November. Just a second. Flipping pages. And it actually went up a bit in December. Yeah, 2.2 million was at the end of November for assets. And it went up to over 2.3 million in December.
Okay. I just want that for clarification. I can see it here, but I just want that for clarification.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Okay, so you've heard the financial report as presented by Gail. I need a motion to approve the financials as presented.
Should we do
So
them
move.
month by month, separate?
No, we can do them both together. because
Okay,
It's a financial report, and she gave the report. And you
okay,
have the document, so we can do it as a group. And it will then approve both November and December.
okay.
So who made that motion?
Me.
I so move.
Laura?
Second, whoever.
Doug? Okay, we have a motion and a second. I know this is, I'm trying to look around the screen here to see everybody. We have a motion and a second. Are there any other questions or comments? I will comment. Great job, team, and your financials for this year has just been outstanding. So looking forward to a great 2022 to follow that up. You got a big shoes to fill there. So with that, I'll call for the vote. Those in favor say aye and raise your hand.
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. That brings us to the part of the agenda where our staff is going to give us an update on their activities at the Bureau. So we'll begin with Jack.
Thanks, Pat. I'll keep mine brief because, as you know, there are quite a bit of other stuff on the agenda today, and I'm going to just steer most of mine to some reports that are already listed on the agenda because we do have Blue Chip present, we have LaPorte present, we have Michigan City present. So I'll be deferring some to that, but I'll just first of all for the outgoing officers, thank you very much. We really appreciate the work you've done, and I'm really excited about bringing in some new officers. We got such a great board. Pat and I've had a lot of discussion about this, and it's just really nice to be able to broaden this out and get everybody involved. But we thank the whole board for your support, as Pat always points out, and we really appreciate that. And the proof's kind of in the pudding. You guys heard the financials for last year. They were very spot on. I've already sent you some of the innkeeper's tax numbers to look at, and as Pat pointed out, we've set the bar now. It's going to be an interesting year. See if we can maintain the kind of increases we have with the number of beds that we have in the county. But we're targeted on specifically looking at some of the areas that we haven't looked at before, like rates, the actual innkeeper rate itself that our partners use. That's one way that our income can increase if our partners are able to up their innkeeper's tax a little bit. That's going to be a way to achieve that. We're looking, of course, at reaching out to third-party operators, our B&B, our vacation rentals. That's going to be huge. And those discussions are specifically why you don't have in front of you today the strategic plan, the marketing plan, and the business plan. We've decided to pull that back and refocus it on some of our 3 pillars. I just felt the way it came out originally, we missed the mark a little bit. So we're working on it. Gail and Amy and Linda formed a committee. I think they're about done now. We hope to have those on the table for a vote next month. And the plan will encompass the things that have made us so successful in the last couple of years. I think a little more pointed. So I'm looking for that to come out of that new plan, or all 3 of them, actually. Any questions on the state of the finances or anything, certainly let us know. But we're very well positioned to move into this year to do some good things, and we're excited about that. So, Pat, I think I'll just defer the rest of my stuff. Maybe I'll jump in when Angie's in. There's a couple of things I want to say about Blue Chip and a couple others, but if it's all right with you, then I'll just defer to the next one down the line, which would be Linda's going to give a brief community action report. Linda?
So is that for me?
Sure. Linda was up with that. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, as you know, Blue Chip is still kind of gimping along through the holidays with all of the COVID restrictions and staffing issues. We have almost 200 positions that are open at Blue Chip. So certainly with this recent basketball tournament that we hosted, thanks to the city, it was so awesome. We even had so many casino guests that were coming in that ran in a raven. What a great event that it was. Obviously, have been talking about it. You'll be talking about it later. But certainly, we're getting through with the core team that we have. We do have corporate's been coming in for visits. Brenda's working very hard to try to get us fully open. But again, the staffing crisis continues to be a serious issue here as we kind of get through these winter months. So first quarter right now, we've had a lot of events actually shift to later in the year into fall, similar to what last year. So it seems like deja vu. We're working very hard to try to get things going and then to undo everything and get it back going in for later in the year. But we do have some good stories. Some stories are certainly with our events, such as Opportunity Enterprises out of Porter County. That's an 800-person banquet. They want to move it to the spring. So some people are concerned about conventions and wanting to hold large events. Others are like, no, maybe we can do it. But certainly, as we move into the spring, some events here at Blue Chip, we are looking to working very hard to try to get our valet parking back open. Certainly these hard winter days that we have and the wind chills that we have, our customers certainly miss it. But again, that's a result of staffing. Spot Blue, we're trying to get open on a regular basis. Currently, that's only open Thursday through Sunday. We're trying to get staffing again to get that. During the week, we only have Spa Tower. On the weekends, we're trying to push to get Blue Chip Tower open. And we're hoping to get live events going again this spring. So again, not much of an update with Blue Chip. It is just something that, again, our customers are wanting this. As we see it all in the area, people are traveling, people are eating out, people want to do these things. It's just, again, whether we can service them.
Any questions for Blue Chip? Any questions for Angie? We do have a couple big things on the books that Angie and I are working on. We got a big summer event we're doing for Pop Warner again, and a couple things. So we're pretty excited about that, and we'll be. I got a couple things I want to bring up next month relative to the basketball tournaments, budgetary stuff that we want to work to. But I know Brett will cover it, but we're really, Randy and I haven't even had a chance to do our full recap yet, but we're really excited about the blue chip portion of that basketball tournament and how that's going to relate to next year and the finances and stuff. So there'll be more to come on that as soon as Angie and I debrief a little bit.
Yeah, and if I could interrupt with you, Jack, I mean, that's the biggest thing, right? I mean, we just opened the Fremont Ballroom in October 2019, and then obviously COVID hit in early 2020. We renovated the Stardust Ballroom. That was completed as February 20th or 21 of 2020, and then 3 weeks later we shut down. So the demand is there. The convention business, everything, my goals, my numbers, everything here at Blue Chip is definitely or high. It's like, what's COVID? We have these conventions that want to meet with us. They want to rebook. They want to have their events here in LaPorte County. And so it's just, again, now based on supply and demand, right, as far as how we're going to get them all in and get them scheduled. But truly the partnership, I say it over and over again, Pat Harris leading the way, and obviously the relationship we have with Jack and the staff at the CVB is amazing. So again, we'll get through this.
Good deal. Thank you. Linda, are you back on?
I'm here.
Okay, good deal. Thanks.
Okay. All right. So good morning, everyone, and Happy New Year. So far since January, since we've gotten back in the office, there's been a lot of things going on. One of the things that you're not able to see today, but it is on our website and available at our office, is our new 2022 visitor guide. Refreshing front cover, a lot of great stories, and so on. So if you get a chance to either look at it on the website or stop by the office, I think this one is probably one of our best. And so looking forward to hearing some feedback from the board once we can all get together. The other thing Jack mentioned with the annual plans, Amy, I, and Gail have been working to fine tune pieces in there. So we'll get with Jack probably next week and get a nod on that, and then we can go ahead and prepare everything for you for the February meeting. The other thing that we're working on now for first quarter is our quarterly e-newsletter. So I've been talking to Amy. She's got some great ideas, and we work with our team for any feedback so that we can send something out interesting and to just kind of keep our partners and visitors in the loop as far as what's going on here in LaPorte County. The other thing we will be working on will be our community report for 2021. We'll start getting end of the year numbers from our different groups, NITDC, et cetera. And we'll hope to have that out by very early April, so that everyone has a good overview of what we've done as far as community-wide, and I think we've got some great things to showcase. With our team, our community action team, there's been a lot going on. A lot of our group serves on boards and have been very active and busy. I'll mention Dale Cooper, who's been extremely busy with all the different boards. They're starting to have a few meetings, but now they're back to Zoom. But one of the biggest events that'll be coming up in March is the salute to Naomi Anderson. And if you take a look in the visitor guide, I'm not going to go through all the details, but a great story. And then in March at Charles R. Westcott Park here in Michigan City, the sculpture is already up. So if you have a chance to drive by and take a look, it's beautiful, it's big, you can't miss it. And we'll have more details on that. But Dale's been part of the team to get this going. They've been working on it since last year. And so we'll hope once the announcement is out there that we'll have a lot of participants to be there to actually see the event and see all the different comments and so on that we'll get for that. And then in January, most of us were on the virtual Martin Luther King celebration, which was virtual again this year. Chief Dion Campbell was the host for that. So, like I said, there's been something almost every week, and I know Brett's going to talk about the basketball. We're also working on with our different radio stations, WIMS getting back in and having our staff do some updates and kind of do a little show just to show what's going on in 2022. And then the guides are being out and distributed, so most of the businesses by now should have the new guides. We're also finalizing our membership package with NITDC for the Indiana Toll Road Visitor Guide, so that'll be coming out in April. And then we already have a presence in the State Festival Guide. And ITA, our conference, is coming up on March 14th through the 16th. So a group of the staff will be attending that. And we get a lot of good information from there with the different presentations. And then once again, just staying involved in the community, letting people know we're there and what we can do to help them. And we also are getting a lot of calls so far for photographs of some of our restaurants and so on, and specific that Midwest Living has some interest in. So working with Visit Indiana and IDDC, they reach out to us frequently to get information of or photos of other things going on here in LaPorte County. So we always have a great presence throughout the state, and definitely on our website and on the NITDC website. And we're also back in the Western Michigan Tourist Association. We have an ad that we place in their lighthouse map, which is all the lighthouses that go along Lake Michigan, and obviously Indiana. Ours is in right here in Michigan City. And we get a lot of leads and requests for information, so on. So other than reaching out locally to our community, we're getting a lot of requests for our visitor guides, et cetera, from these different groups I've just mentioned. So we are spreading the word about our great county and what's happening. And it's through all of these different groups. And the last one I have this year, we did sign a contract with Great News Life for 6 months. So Jack has approved that. And if you recall, there's LaPorte County Life, Valpo Life, and so on. So we've opted to do the Northwest Indiana Life and the LaPorte County Life for our 6 months. And this will be a trial for us, helping us promote partners and other things going on. So we're looking forward to that. And that'll probably start in May and go for the 6 months. So be on the lookout for that. We'll let you know once all of that starts happening. But so far this year, and we're just almost out of January, we've been very busy. And once again, just looking out, reaching out, talking to our partners. And what I do see is that they feel very comfortable in reaching out to us with questions because they know we're the ones that pretty much can answer it or find out where the answer is and get put them in touch with that individual. So other than that, it's been a busy month, and look forward to seeing everybody at the February meeting.
Okay, Jack, is there anything else under your section that you want to? You're muted, Jack.
I was going to report, but I wasn't sure how.
Yeah, no, you were up. I had my finger on the wrong mouse. Everybody's got 2 or 3 mics going, here, and I was pushing the heck out of the wrong one. Sorry about that. Yeah, Amy, please. Yeah, one of the highlights is always the heads and beds, please.
Okay, sorry about that. I wasn't sure how we were rolling there. So our committee's been really busy as well. In December, I think I told you guys back in November that we were going to visit all the hotels, and we did do that. We took them cookies, and they could not be more happy with those. They loved them. In fact, we got those from Delananas, and Lynn Budig, the owner, let me know after the fact that she received some orders from that. So she was just thrilled. That was a win-win situation for all of us. Plus, she gave us our own tray, so they were delicious. But we got a lot of great feedback from those visits. And I was just going to share, I mean, we have notes from all the hotels, but I was just going to share a few of the key things, like some new things that are happening this year to watch out for, so that you guys are aware of it. So 4411 Inn and Suites, they're going to build a restaurant this year. They've got their building permit. They've got a lot of planning still to do, but they're hoping to start that process this summer. Beach Walk Vacation Rentals, they already started adding some exciting things for their guests. They have a splash pad with a lighthouse. It's really cool. It looks like our lighthouse. A lookout tower, new snack shop, cabanas, shuffleboard. They're adding a new another pier. They have a long fishing pier already, and they're adding another one. And then also sand volleyball courts, and they're hoping to have those done by Memorial Day. And again, they had already started a lot of that when we were visiting, so we got to see some of it. And then Brewery Lodge is adding a permanent structure next to the lodge. Their events were so successful. They had a large tent outside of the lodge, and they just had so much success that they've decided to add a permanent structure this year. And then Blue Heron has a new website. They just rolled that out, so I invite you to check that out. It looks really nice. And then LaPorte Hampton Inn, they're going to get a new facelift, so they're updating their exterior this year. Hopefully this spring, they said. And then just in general, our hotels, most reported having a really great year. 2 of them said they had a record numbers this year, which, as Jack mentioned, I think is evidenced in our innkeeper's tax and so on. So we just want to help continue that process. We've already met, our team met last week, and we're planning events, working with the sports, the youth sports tournaments, and so on. So we're excited about that process, and we think that we can expand on, those positive trends and success. And then I also wanted just to give you a quick update on our 2021 website analytics for visitmichigancitylaporte.com. We had over 204,000 visitors this year. The page views, were at 368,952. And out of that, 40,692 were lodging views specifically. So we're excited that we're driving traffic all the way around, but definitely to our lodging, being the hotel committee and all. 71% of those are mobile visits. So people are nowadays, most visits are coming from our phones. The top states visited were Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, Ohio, and Missouri. So the Great Lakes states tend to be our top visited. As far as cities, though, Chicago was our largest by far, so that was cool because we're always trying to, target that area, and we know a lot of those people are coming over here as far as, visiting Blue Chip and the lake and so on. And then our number one referral site is our own Facebook page, followed by Indiana's Cool North, which, again, I know we talk a lot about our partnership with NITDC, so they're really driving traffic to us as well. So all good stuff. We hope to just work hard and continue the success and drive traffic here. So that's it.
Great, Amy. Thank you. I think everybody can tell that Amy and the committee and all the staff we're squeezing everything we can out of our hoteliers. I mean, we are literally, you may listen and think, well, how important it is that we take a tray of cookies over there or something like that. Listen, we have to work hard to stay at the level we're at and keep this, because we've only got a certain amount of rooms, and they are literally squeezing everything out of them they can. I couldn't be prouder. I mean, we're charting everything. Amy's come up with a couple ideas on the rate discussion, which I really commend her on, because that's an area that we can increase volume with regards to income just by that alone. And so we're working really hard in the whole committee, and that's great. And now I'm going to move in, Pat, to the last part of my report, which is our individual partners. And let me just sum this up with as we go through them. Angie's already spoken, but we're going to have a LaPorte update first. And as we talk about the LaPorte update, it comes to mind that we spend a lot of money that you all authorize on image building in this county. And I think what we're doing with what Brett's report is going to talk about, we're going to talk about the success of this basketball tournament. This was a great image builder right here, not only showcasing what Blue Chip can do, expanding on one of their areas right now that they're really at the top of the line on with regard to hosting sports teams, where we're noted for how welcoming we are with all the Notre Dame opponents, and then we've done an outstanding job of that. And now we look to expand that into some of these high-level high school tournaments. We got compliments are mentioned nationally by ESPN on numerous occasions. Of course, all the games were on ESPN. So the dollars that we put into this, you may not see an exact result. And I'm going to report next month. We spent a lot of money. There's no doubt about it, a lot more than we planned on it. But it's image building, and it's money that goes into. We're going to reap the rewards down the road, and just trust us because we are. And we appreciate your trust on that. So, Brett, you want to talk a little bit about the event in LaPorte, please?
I'll try to. I apologize for stepping away, but I'm the only one in the office right now during the meeting. As Jack said, and I probably missed some of this from Angie's update, the NIBC tournament here, I think, was a resounding success. First and foremost, I'd like to say we could not have pulled that off without the Convention and Visitors Bureau. From the financial commitment from the board and Jack to the time spent here by the entire staff. Katie and Amy were at the taking tickets from 8 hours a day, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Linda and Dale were here. I mean, the entire staff was here nonstop. The help. We even had Chelsea and Scott stop in on Monday to help clean up after their commitment during the whole weekend with everyone. So first and foremost, I want to say thank you to the entire staff at the Convention and Visitors Bureau and the leadership of Jack and Linda and Gail and everything they've done for us. We have a wrap-up meeting coming up this Thursday. I think we're going to get some great ideas out of that. But, we basically had a sellout on Saturday. We were close on Friday. I think we ended up with 900 to 1,000 tickets on Friday. Thursday was a bit of a challenge. Those are things we're going to look at. But I still think we ended up around 450 for that day. As Jack touched base on, the notoriety we have publicly, and the first thing I'll say is, our local newspapers, I would say, did not do a real good job of conveying the scale of this tournament. But our regional newspapers, the NWI Times, the South Bend Tribune, WNDU, WSBT, we had coverage everywhere. We had interviews on the night news on WNDU and WSBT. Not only did ESPN mention us everywhere, if anybody's a big Twitter follower, we had Fox Sports, Doug Gottlieb that used to play at Notre Dame. I mean, these people are talking about, to quote Gottlieb on there, "Where is this palace and how do I get there?" That was his quote on Twitter about the LaPorte Civic Auditorium. As Jack said, and the mayor's talked extensively, the image building and the exposure, not only for the city of LaPorte, but for LaPorte County and everything we do. I know Jack and I have already talked about ways we're going to try it, and he's going to use the Great Lakes Grand Prix as a way to showcase our county continuously to the conference chair people that make the decisions on where the tournament stays. I think next year we'll figure out ways to market, not like we need to grow the Great Lakes Grand Prix any more than it already is, but it never hurts. And I think we can market that like at this weekend too. And the exposure we had, and I mean, guys, there wasn't a hotel room available in the city of LaPorte that weekend. And I missed Angie's update, but I'm guessing she was pretty full at Blue Chip. I know the Michigan City hotels were rather full. We're talking about the slowest weekend probably of the year normally, and we were full. Another CVB addition, like the Dunes Athletic Club, like helped contribute to that weekend as well. But I mean, to have close to 100% occupancy on a Friday, Saturday, the first weekend of January, I think is pretty rare. I think if we go back in our numbers, we can show that. But we've continued to grow off of this. The following weekend, we had I think it's Team Spirit or cheerleading competition that came here. And I talked to two hotels that attributed, like the Holiday Inn Express attributed over half their occupancy to that event that was on Saturday night here on January 15th. So the success of this building is starting to show through the help of the Bureau and our staff and the volunteers from the Bureau that come help us with our concerts and everything else. And the synergy, I think, that Terry and Susie are developing as a group. Our growth here is exponential at this point, and we're extremely excited. And just once again, I can't say that the NIBC tournament would not have financially been feasible without the backing of everyone. So I truly appreciate it, as well as the many sponsors we had, like Northwest Health and Stark. Jack, help me. I don't want to lose anybody.
Yeah, the building trades.
Building trades.
Horizon.
And Horizon Bank, who are the three big boys, along with the CVB. And, we can't make something like this go without that help. So there's more I can talk about, but I don't want to bore everybody with the details right now. We just had a very successful concert on Saturday night here as well. One of the things I want to point out is by us doing these concerts and these events, our revenue for things like this is, a factor of 4 to 5 times what we would make on a normal fundraiser or wedding rental for the building. So it's really going to help us in the city of LaPorte do more things. And, I know of people that came in even for the concert Saturday that were staying in hotels here in town. So I'm very excited for what the future holds for us. We have another concert coming up on February 18th. We have the circus coming in town on February 8th and 9th. For those that didn't know, one of our larger events, the Inappropriate Trivia Evening that Big Comedy puts on here in LaPorte, has been postponed in June. They're going to try to exercise a little more caution because they use more tables on the floor and generally fill it a little tighter than we are right now. So they want to take a few extra precautions. So we're going to wait till June on that. But other than that, things are moving great. And once again, I know I'm being redundant, but thank you for all you guys do.
Gosh, thanks. Good report. Appreciate that. Let's move into Terry. You got an update from Michigan City, please?
Yeah. So just really excited about all the things that are happening. Took us a while to go through the whole process of getting the events approved and everything, but our schedule is approved and set. Right now, it's pretty exciting. I'm in the process of rebuilding the Michigan City Special Events webpage. If you go to our webpage right now, it's got a very small listing of just a few of the major events. So because we don't have a big marketing department here or any marketing department here, I've been recreating all of the special event pages for the 7 major events that I'll be producing here in Michigan City. But I'm looking at the 2022 major event schedule, which includes our 7 events, the 2 major events from the CVB, obviously the jet ski races and the Grand Prix, the 5 events from the Michigan City Main Street Association. We have 18 major events in Michigan City from February 1st to December 3rd, I think is our last one. So obviously going to be very, very busy, but it's going to be, I think this is going to be a really defining summer for Michigan City. Some of the events that have been around, the Shelf Ice Brew Fest, which is coming up here in less than a month, and obviously the Great Lakes Grand Prix and the Taste. Those are events around, but with the addition of the Singing Sand Sculpting Festival, which is just, talk about a freight train right now. It's just going crazy. We're just getting so much positive feedback, and we really haven't started advertising the event yet. We've just put out that we're doing it. So anyway, I've been spending all my time rebuilding this website, all the pages. So hopefully that'll be up here in another week or so, and I'll make sure that everybody knows it's up so you can go and check it out. And hopefully that generates some excitement, including, in addition to that, obviously a Facebook page, which since there was never really a special events department, we never had a Facebook page. So I'm building that as well. I'm also in the process of building our sponsorship packages. Obviously, some of these events are going to take some financial, a need for some financial support. So I'm in the process of building those. As soon as they're ready, I'll get those out so everybody can take a look at them and pass them on to all of the people that have the money. I know Bill Knight, who is the owner of the Sand Lovers. which is our partner in the Sand Sculpting Festival. He's getting ready to start the process of booking hotels for artists and for his staff. What I have asked him is to make sure to contact me before he does anything so that we can, work with you guys and hopefully get them some good rates for hotels. I know Blue Chip is one of the places, obviously, that they're looking. They want to put them in a very nice place, as well as the location. I mean, obviously, they're 2 minutes away from Washington Park. So as they start to reach out to you, I've asked him to make sure to check in with me so I can connect you guys and be sure that we can get some good rates. And then really just, I know I owe Brett and Susie an apology. We met back before Christmas, before the holidays, and talked about the calendar and getting that together. And I owe you guys some information and some stuff. So I promise you in the next week or two, I'll get with you so we can get that calendar going. It's just been, like I said, I had a staff meeting this morning with the special events department, and it was kind of lonely because I was just sitting in my office talking to myself. And
I was about to say, you have a department? Wait a second.
Well, it's called a department. And so, like I said, I had a staff meeting this morning, and the disappointing part is I was talking to myself, and unfortunately I wasn't listening. So I'm not sure what's happening there. But no, I got to say, I'm just extremely excited. Brett, you guys did a spectacular job on the basketball tournament, everybody involved. I came as a fan and watched it, and, you guys do just a spectacular job there. That's the second event I've been to there at the Civic, and what an amazing place. You guys do a great job. And you should be really proud of what you guys accomplished. So, again, I'll keep trying to get information out there to everybody. We're so excited, for this year to come. More events in Michigan City than we've had as long as I can remember. So, that's it.
Good deal. Great update. Susie, I think you're up if you got a couple minutes.
Yes. Pat had actually asked me to kind of give a recap from 2021, so I'll try to make that kind of quick because we've talked before about doing our branding, our website, social media. Due to COVID restrictions, we didn't have a lot the first 8 months, but after that, we did have 185 4-H meetings, 32 county government meetings, 10 private rentals, and 20 not-for-profit or community-based events. Most people don't realize that we give significant discounts to community organizations in order to help them fulfill their financial goals. And between all of the events, those community-based ones, we gave in excess of $80,000 in rental space, either free or with discounts. And those included the Northwest Indiana Food Truck, several horse shows, an arts and crafts show, Girls on the Run 5K, a canine scent detection event, the Goodwill Stand Down for veterans, Pop Warner weigh-ins, truck and tractor pull, Relay for Life. And of course, we had the Magic of Lights and the Great LaPorte County Fair last year. Quick update on Magic of Lights. As they rented the grounds from us, I don't have exact numbers of profit and loss. It's really not my business at that point. But they did have 10,000 paid vehicles attend, and 505 comp tickets were given to the LaPorte County women's shelters, nursing homes, and needy families in the area. I worked with the Healthcare Foundation to get contact info in order to reach out to those groups. So I was really pleased we were able to give out that many comp tickets. Our primary goal with the event was to get the word out on who we are and where we're located and that we can hold large events. The marketing itself was paid for by Magic of Lights and Duff Entertainment, and the reach was really extraordinary. Not only did we have local news, media, and print, but we were even featured on Yahoo and the Chicago Tribune. Facebook followers are up 205%, so mission was accomplished on our end. We did receive a rental fee that was way more than we would have ever had from October to November during a normal year. Just like Brett was saying, renting to individuals and private rentals, the income is way less than what it is if you bring in something very large. But the problem with that is, as Brett and Terry can confirm, without having a staff, it is very difficult. If anyone's interested in the detailed social media and PR reports, those of you that are interested in marketing numbers, I'd be happy to send them to you. They are very extensive. I think that's like 45 pages long. Looking forward into 2022, infrastructure improvements continue as the funds become available. Next on our list will be more paving, upgrading the grandstands, more restroom facilities, a new sound system, and cosmetic improvements of our community and commercial buildings. I'm working with Planned Environmental Associates, the landscape architect, for visual improvements, incorporating our new branding on site, native landscaping, and better options to keep our mowing and groundskeeping costs down, as they are very extensive. I've also submitted a letter of intent to the Healthcare Foundation towards a grant to incorporate a 2.5-mile walking trail and educational spaces on our grounds, including an unused wooded parcel on the east side of the grounds that most people don't know are part of our property. I am excited that I will finally be advertising for administrative event coordinator position, which will allow me to concentrate on more grants, networking, speaking with local community, and organizing larger events. We're not just building a venue for income. We also want to show our community that we are there as a central hub or a gathering place for LaPorte County for longevity. And as Terry and Brett also said, I need to thank the CVB for all of your help. The support that you give FMEC and the grounds itself is just extraordinary, and it's a necessity for us to continue moving forward. We know that we have a ways to go. You can't turn a piece of ground into a functioning event space overnight. We know we have a ways to go, but we're on the right path. And I also want to thank you very much for your support. That's my report.
Great report. That's
Just want to add something to that, if I can. And I know Susie just is excited about this too. The new sign that we're going to have. We want to make sure we give thanks to Horizon Bank. Becky, the Horizon Bank team is also has done a very good job in supporting the events throughout the county. And they actually do that in all the communities that they serve. They try to reach out. And for them to actually sponsor and buy the sign, the new sign for the fairgrounds, to take on the entire expense of it, I think is worth mentioning and making sure that Horizon Bank knows that the Tourism Bureau and FMEC are thankful for that support.
Yeah, and I'll add that sign is going to be extraordinary. As soon as the weather breaks, we're going to start getting that sign up. It's a very large LED computer program sign. We're going to be taking down the old one, taking out some of the poles and things out by the road, but putting that new sign in, and it will really be a really great asset to the grounds itself.
Yeah, Pat, I'm glad you mentioned the Horizon. That's just one of many things they do for our county. It's unbelievable, the leadership of Craig and what they do there, and the time he puts in a leadership role and what they do financially for our county is just, it's left unsaid a lot. So that was really great that you mentioned that. They're really a great partner. Pat, that concludes my report. The only thing I'll say is one of the hardest decisions I had to make this year so far was we had planned on showcasing Brett and Susie and Terry and the CVB together in an event similar to our former Winter Glow. But after consulting with the health department and the county commissioners and Angie, we put our heads together, and we did. Unfortunately, again, it was a tough decision, but I had to pull the plug on that because it's such an important an event. I didn't want to cloud things up with the hang up of not being able to really showcase this the way we should with the COVID still sticking around. So we pulled the plug, but that's on the radar screen. I promise you that's coming back as quick as we can feel comfortable that we can maximize our efforts in getting that message out. So Pat, that concludes my report. Rick will probably chime in if you'd like, and Nelson under new business, but that's it unless anybody's got any questions, Pat.
Okay, thank you, Jack. That was great. And I would like to thank all of the team members for the county, from LaPorte event coordinator, Michigan City event coordinator, and FMEC representing the county. Just overview of 2021 and all the things that are going on. It's kind of mind-boggling, but course, the great team of the staff there helps them to bring that all together. So we're very proud of what you all are doing. Just keep up the good work. And Brett, my heart skipped a beat when you said you didn't know how we could expand the Great Lakes Grand Prix anymore, but we're gonna do it. We just got to move forward. I was like, oh no, yes, we can keep doing this. So very excited about the Grand Prix coming up this year and the opportunities there, and with all of our events in the future. And I do want to say about the basketball tournament that was held. That was awesome. I attended all 3 days. And, I saw staff there doing their thing, and it just made me so proud to be part of this organization, but even more importantly, to be proud of this county. I really am. And I think there's great opportunities here. There's a lot more things we can do. And that's why I'm looking forward to continuing to work with you all and my continued role as board president. So keep making my job easy. I love it. Okay, so we're going to move right into the next item on our agenda. Any unfinished business to report at this time? If not, we do have an item under new business, which is the contract for the 2022 OPA event for the boat races here. So I guess we'll turn this over to Rick and Nelson. I know Nelson has reviewed the contract, and I know there's things been covered. It's kind of a continued contract, and it may be tweaked from one year to the next, but Nelson covers that for us. So I'll turn that over to Nelson and Rick to report on before we approve it.
Right ahead, Nelson.
All right, thank you, Rick. Yes, I reviewed the OPA contract. It's almost identical to the one last year, and we didn't have any issues with the contract last year. The one area that I recommended to Jack and his staff is that we still need to include a clause regarding COVID and just having some protection there for us if in case something needs to be changed, that unilaterally on our end regarding COVID. So we continue to add that language just to give us a safety valve in case anything happens with, a huge spike in COVID numbers. Obviously, we're expecting things to get better as the summer comes along, but you never know. So we wanted to have that opportunity there in the contract, and it'd be specific and written down so there aren't any questions asked if anything needs to happen on down the road. But everything else is the same, and we are recommending that you accept the contract so that we can get things moving along and that everything is on time. If there's any specific questions about the contract, I'm happy to answer them.
I'll just go ahead and add to that as well. This contract, the one good thing about the agreement with this contract versus what we've done the previous 10 years with SBI is we always had a contract increase because things cost more as we go forward. The reason that we put our contract together with Smitty is because with the increasing, there's three different race sanctions, basically OPA, P1, and RWO, and there's a little competition there. And the one thing that I think that is a feather in our cap was we came to that 5-year verbal agreement with OPA that they weren't going to raise the cost for 5 years. If you remember back when we were with SBI, that contract was increased 5% per year. And we are currently right now less than the last 5 years or 4 years that we were doing with SBI. So not only did we decrease the cost of the race, we also increased the boat count, which is the number one question I get asked every year. How many boats are we going to have? And since we're in August, it's really hard to figure that out because there's several races before us and boats break. So this is a great deal with LPA. This year we should have a little more international flavor as long as all these folks are able to get their visas to come over here. There's just like any race here, there's a little bit of drama that goes on in the race world, but I think this contract is great for us, for sure.
It is, Rick. And if I could just add one more thing, Pat, this is a 5-year contract, but the language in it specifically states that we're to approve it yearly. So we're in year 2 of our 5 years. And I just wanted to mention that, we approve it every year, but it is a 5-year term, and we're able to end the contract at any point with proper notification, but we do need to approve it every year.
And I'll say this, that OPA is aware of that fact as well. So.
For a great job. Thank you, Nelson, for your part in making sure we're doing the right things and staying legal and safe. And Rick, your efforts are just goes without even mentioning the relationship. I kind of observe you when I'm at the boat races and how you interact with the OPA staff and its leaders, and they seem to really respect you.
Well, I don't get a chance to comment too much on all the other stuff, but I got to tell you something. It was pretty awesome to sit back and watch the, a representation from LaPorte, from Michigan City, and the county with those three. Typically, I bet you there's other counties that say, okay, we're going to have this Zoom meeting. What are we going to do next? And that is not even present in this. This is what we're doing. That's pretty refreshing, Yeah. So congratulations to those three.
Yes, you guys are doing a great job. I'll say it over and over again. I have no problem doing that. You might get bored hearing it, but it's really phenomenal what we're doing in the county. We just have to make sure we don't, sit back on our laurels and just we keep looking for additional challenges and opportunities for the county, because they're still there. I mean, as great a job as we're doing, there are still more things that can be done in the county. So between Susie, Rick, Brett, Terry, all you guys, keep working on it. Then we have our awesome marketing efforts from Linda and Amy and those guys, and what they do, it's just kind of maybe behind the scenes, but it's so important. They're out there in the trenches making sure that LaPorte County is on the map so that all these things we're doing, people know about it. The visitor guide it's a big deal, that visitor guide. If you ever take the time to really go through it, which I do occasionally, but probably should do it more. But there's so much here. And I got on my cheerleading skirt right now, and I'm going to do that because as board president, I think I have the right to say that we're doing an awesome job. And it's not that any one person is doing anything. Again, it's a team working together, led by Jack, and then the team that he has around him, because you're only going to be as good as the people around you, Jack. So make sure you keep your eye on those people around you. And I'm looking forward to, again, this year. So with that, I'll ask for a motion to approve our 2022 contract with OPA for our 2022 Great Lakes.
So moved.
You got a motion by Mike Sykes, second by Doug Waters. Doug, do you have a thing about getting the motion in there or something?
I beat Doug.
Yes, you did that time. One of the first.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Okay, those in favor say aye and raise your hand.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we're motion approved, motion carries. So Rick, go at it.
Pat, just one last thing. We are I just spoke with P1 yesterday about the jet skis. That contract, if you recall, for the LaPorte Lake Fest and the first Michigan City Aquacross will be coming shortly. So we'll probably, if not February, we'll have that ready for March probably.
That'll be fine. Okay. Board comments. Do we have any board comments at this time?
Yes.
Mike, you surprised me. You got a board comment. I can't believe you have a board comment, Mike.
Would you like a short update on the legislative issues before the state legislature? We're currently monitoring 3 bills. They're all Senate bills. The first bill is Senate Bill 390. That's a food and beverage and innkeeper's tax for Lake County, which shouldn't really have too much effect on us. Senate Bill 373, Senate Bill 390, food and beverage tax, innkeeper's tax, is it looks to me like it's more reporting requirements that we're going to have to make with regards to our collection of food and beverage tax that in this bill. Senate Bill 373 is the Lake County Convention Entertainment District. That shouldn't have too much effect on us. And then the Senate Bill 245 is a statewide sports and tourism bid fund. And I think the purpose of that is to assist with sporting events around the state of Indiana. I just want to make sure that we need to watch that it's just not to support Indianapolis, but that it's supposed to support sporting events around the whole state of Indiana. So we'll keep track of those, and we'll have further updates as we hear from the state legislature.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Yeah, keep your eye on that sporting events funding, because that could definitely affect this region as well as the rest of the state.
Sure.
All right. Anybody else have any comments after all that wonderful reporting? Okay, well, with that, our next meeting, well, I will just comment that please take a look at the schedule of meetings for this year. And we were asking all board members to put those dates on your calendar and make sure, we're going to be able to have quorums. I encourage that we have a quorum with the team and the staff doing the work that they're doing. We need to make sure we meet to be able to address any needs they have, approve any requests that they have, and keep them moving in the right direction. So please put those dates on your calendar so that we can have quorums at all of our meetings for this year. And our next meeting is February 22nd, 2022. That's 2/22/22/22. But that's all the two. So make sure you're available that day, and we will, Jack will let us know, Jack and Gail will let us know if it's going to be a Zoom or virtual meeting versus in person. Hopefully by that time we can be maybe in the green and we can meet. So with that, if there's nothing else, have a great month, and we'll see you on February 22nd. The meeting is adjourned. Oh, good job, everybody. Thank you.